Kurt, it's Marvin. Your cousin, Marvin Cobain. You know that new sound you're looking for? Well, listen to this.
All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another edition of the Rock and Roll Geezer Show, your weekly rock news outlet here from the upper Midwest here. I'm your host, Murph. And we got a few cool things to talk about. We got RiotFest in the news. We're going to be discussing that. We have Sammy. Sammy's got a song out in honor of Eddie. And we're going to be talking about that. Sharon just can't keep her eyes and face out of the news. We're going to be discussing her. Speaking of face, yeah, we got a little discussion about the group Faces from way back when. And, of course, Peter Criss. Peter Criss, he's got all sorts of things going on. We're going to discuss that. And also, just recently, it's been a day or two, but Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Yeah, they announced their inductees, if you will, and I think we'll probably start out the show by talking about that. But I can't do it without my co-host. That would be there, Mr. Aurora Man himself. That Doc Box. What's shaking there, Doc?
Oh yeah, man. Yeah, right again to some stuff here. Two of my favorite things to talk about annually: the RiotFest lineup when it comes out, and the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame inductees. They got them in the same show. I'm so blessed today. It's as a good friend of mine would say, "Holy smokums." So yeah, man, it's getting about Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, man. Some few of them that we agree with, some disappointments, a little bit of everything all around, but
yeah, well, of course, all the big BS going around. All the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame's a bunch of crap and all that stuff, and it basically is. But we're very happy to have, at least we were talking about Bad Company. Should have been in there a long time ago, and they made it in, as did, one of the grunge representatives, and that would be Soundgarden. Well deserved, I think. They really represented that whole musical era fabulously. And they went big. And then another hardcore guy, that'd be the Chubby Checkers. What's up with that, Doc? Chubby.
Nah, man, I don't see that. I see him as a novelty act. I never thought in 1,000 years that he would have went in, but
really? Well, what did he do besides the twist? I can't think
Let's
of really
twist
anything.
again.
Oh,
yeah, the follow up. Let's twist again.
I guess they're still paying homage to that era. As long away as it's been. What's it been? 70 years now. So
well, that's what I'm saying. If you've been around that long and you're not in yet, probably
they're running out of people from the era to give to look into, because I'm sure they're still trying to touch whatever era is still surviving. There's some of that era still around. I feel so old, but they gotta try and give a hoot to that era. But Chubby Checker, could have done better.
I don't know. When stuff like that goes in, I always question the integrity of the establishment there, of the institution. Like, did he buy his way in? Why now? The twist was out before I was born, 60 years ago, man. And then all of a sudden, he got to get in the Hall of Fame, and I don't know.
Yeah. It is what it is. We have this all the time. Joe Cocker, can't complain
Cocker, I
there.
barely know her. I always got to say that. Always got to say that.
You had to, man.
No joke.
But good for him. He just first came to my on my radar. Of course, legendary performance at Woodstock. That's right. I got a hold of that. I was only, 69? I would have been like 12 years old. But that was mind blowing. I knew back then that guy, that was like one of the prime performances of the whole damn thing. He was just totally out of his mind.
Definitely one of the great all-time voices, but every song he did was a cover song. I mean, everything he did
Yeah.
was a cover song. I mean, he didn't have anything original. So, I don't
And
know.
there's so many that are that too. They become famous, but they're other people's songs. So you better hope they make a lot of money touring because all the money for the song rights go to the
Right?
songwriter.
Yeah. Yeah.
So well,
Yeah,
like
they're not making much off the actual records, yeah.
yeah, like the "I Will Always Love You" gal, not Dolly, the other one.
Yeah, Whitney Houston,
Whitney
yeah.
Houston. That's that's how she made her money singing other people's
Yeah,
songs.
Dolly said, as far as her, kind of being more known for the song, she said, "That's all right.
Right.
She can have the awards. I'll cash the checks." That's
Yeah.
what she
And
said.
then
Yeah,
she'll turn around and make good use of those checks, for
you got
some
that right.
charity
Yep,
somewhere or whatever.
yep, yep,
Here we go.
yep.
Outcast. I don't know. Whatever. I know so little of that genre and I paid so little attention to that genre that I don't know if that's deserved or not, Doc. Outcast.
Yeah, they had I don't know what was that, early 2000s with Hey Ya and all that. That was
I
kind of a
dug
big
that song
album,
and the
but
video was cool too. Yeah.
yeah, it was. But and they
But
had
what
other stuff, obviously, in the hip hop world, but yeah, you skipped
I
over
like
one
the
there.
way you move. Do, do,
Yeah,
do.
yeah,
I
yeah,
think
yeah.
that was them. That's a
Yeah.
groovy
I
song.
guess they
Yeah.
kind of spearheaded the whole kind of Southern rap, kind of Atlanta being a hub of hip hop. I guess they kind of were
Yeah.
the main ones of that. But yeah, whatever.
How about that?
You skipped
Eh,
over Cyndi Lauper.
Oh, Sydney. Cindy. Yeah. She of course deserves it for crying out loud. What a force at MTV. What a force of the 80s. And she's still out there. I think she's doing her last tour right now or
Yeah,
something.
yeah, it's coming
Is
around
she?
Tinley this summer. Yeah, yeah,
She coming to Tinley.
yeah, yeah. It's
I
Rare
gotta
World
see
Tour.
that
Yeah.
one. Oh my
I
gosh.
was
I
hoping
gotta
she'd
go
have
to
like a killer opener, but it's some no name, somebody I never heard of. But
I'm gonna go to that one for sure. Oh my God, are you kidding? So I
you're
definitely
more of a Cyndi Lauper fan than I am. Then I don't know. I sound kind of a pop.
I'm just
You
gonna
know.
go for the ambiance. There's gonna be wacky. You remember some of the concerts we went to where it's like, holy cow, I don't know about the
Yeah,
music, but just the people.
yeah, yeah. Just yeah,
And
for
I'll
sure.
fit right in with my Santa Claus beard. So I'm go undercover as the claws, the big claws. Yeah. And here we go, moving on. But who else we got here? Oh, the White Stripes. I don't know. Whatever. I guess, you know, I don't know. I don't know, Doc. I never got into them. So I really can't
No,
give an
I'm a
opinion one way
fan,
or another.
and it's their first year eligibility, so they're one of those few bands that get right in on the first year that they're
Wow.
eligible. So something to be said for that. I particularly like Jack White a lot. White
Yeah,
Stripes,
sure.
little less, but I got all their albums. I like
Do
them,
you?
so
Wow.
definitely
Okay.
definitely deserving to go in.
Okay.
I'm fine with
I'll
that.
take your word on that because I am not informed properly to give an informed decision on that. But moving on anyway, Salt and Pepper, and Warren Zevon. They're going to be presented with the Musical Influence Award. Isn't that the Judas Priest Award?
No, they got the Musical Excellence Award, which is next. This is the Musical Influence
Oh,
Award. All
okay,
these,
okay.
they come up with these side categories to get somebody in, but then it gets
It gets ridiculous, yeah. So
bastardized into something else. And
Warren Zevon, yeah, he was pretty cool. He lot of radio play on a lot of his songs. So okay, whatever. They're gonna be running out of people soon, Doc. They gotta keep, they gotta have people. Salt and Pepper, whatever. Like once again, I'm not hip on that genre, and I've heard a lot
you
of them,
know,
and I'm sure I've heard their songs. So whatever,
I kind of think the Hall of Fame too. They've been under scrutiny lately for well, I shouldn't say lately, but last 5 6 years, where mostly we're about not having enough women in the Hall of Fame. So there wasn't any two-time women in. Now I guess Stevie Nicks and Tina Turner are both in twice, and seems like they're kind of focusing on women a little more. So obviously the first big female hip hop act was Salt and Pepper. So
okay. Well, there you go. Then
maybe that's the angle there, but I don't know.
okay.
And then
And
yeah, the Musical Excellence Award, Tom Bell. I don't know who that is.
Philadelphia sound, Philly soul songwriter. Yeah,
Okay,
probably well known in his circles.
I wrote stuff with the
Keyboardist
OJ and
Nicky
stuff like that.
Hopkins.
Yeah,
The keyboardist
yeah.
Nicky Hopkins. There you go. Played. Oh, the guy has been everywhere. Played a lot with the Stones. Did a lot of work with the Stones. and he was all over England. So
Yeah, see, that's what this award was initially for. It was kind of like for I guess for lack of a better term, the sidemen.
the back players, yeah, yeah,
Yeah, the back players. So this year is kind of they used it for that. So
you're
good on
right.
them for this year.
And of course, this shocked the hell out of me. Carol Kay. Carol Kay. What what took so damn long? Carol Kay, for those who don't know, although most of you will.
Yeah, we've
She
talked
was
about her a few times. Yeah,
oh yeah, bassist for the Wrecking Crew. Probably been in something like 10,000 songs. I think she said at one point she
probably.
played on
Yeah,
like 10,000 songs and played on score. I mean, her bass playing is part of the baby boomers life, basically
yeah.
their musical life. I mean, really. So boy, what took so long? I'm stunned. Now, didn't the Wrecking Crew? Hell, they ought to alone by themselves have a.
Yeah, but that's such an undefined fucking kind of
That's
group.
true.
You
They
know
were
what I
in and
mean?
out all the
Yeah.
time, and
I guess there's a few
Glenn
core,
Campbell would stop in, and
individuals, but yeah, but
I'll be
yeah.
darned. Well, and then finally, former Warner Brothers Records president Lenny Waronker. Gee, I'm probably saying it wrong, but anyway, he'll get the Ahmet Erdogan Award. So yeah,
Yeah,
there
it's
you
kind of the
go.
executive awards. So
Yeah,
yeah, I'm
well,
always interested too in the ones that didn't make it. Ones that were nominated didn't make it. One of my big bands, the Black Crows.
ah,
I don't know if you can get much more rock and roll than the Black Crows, man.
well, were they good? Well, I saw we
You
saw
know,
them, right?
yeah, yeah,
I saw him. Yeah, we saw him
yeah. So,
at Tinley Park. Yeah, that was a
yeah.
good show. Good show.
No Mariah Carey. Yeah, whatever. Okay, boo hoo. Billy Idol missed the boat this time around. No
Oh, now
Billy
that's a
Idol.
shame. Yeah, he was quite a presence back in MTV days. He's
Oh
still
yeah,
out there
he's your
gigging,
first,
him and Stevie Stevens. So yeah,
yeah.
he definitely be in there.
But no,
They're
let's get Chubby
saving him.
Checker in there first, man.
Yeah, they should be. They
I
yeah.
can't get over it. Yeah, let's see what else we got. Joy Division / New Order. They didn't go in. That kind of surprised me. I kind of thought that they
Yeah,
would.
they got nominated,
And
right?
then, yeah, they were. That's what I'm saying. Going over the ones that were nominated that didn't make
Ah,
it in.
oh,
The top fan vote went to Fish, and they did not go in. So this shows
yeah.
you how much that's worth.
Boy, what a bunch! Really. Yeah, yeah. What? Jeez, the
So yeah, that's
fish.
pretty much everybody that didn't get in. So yeah, better
I'll
luck
be
next
darned.
time.
Yeah, yeah, fish. Yeah, they're that people say it says here, yeah, they're the younger version of Grateful Dead, but they've got just under 200,000 fan votes, and it's like, oh, is that all? And that counts as one when it comes down to the actual
Right.
voting. So what a waste of time. What a waste
You
of
know what else I
effort.
learned? We talked about Iron Maiden kind of dropped off the getting nominated.
Yeah,
And after they didn't go in, after 11 nominations, they were nominated. That's what I read, but that seems like maybe 11 years they were eligible. Maybe, I don't know, whatever it was. They were nominated a number of times. But after not getting in, their management sent them a letter saying, fuck off. Don't fuck with us no more, man.
yeah. Well,
Don't even nominate us no more.
good
We
for
don't
them.
want to hear about
Good for them. Really, what's wrong with these people?
it.
What's
So,
wrong with these people? Gosh almighty. I don't know. But I don't know about that, Doc, but I know you're all jacked up, brother, for this sucker right here. Riot Fest. Dun, 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 dun. I saw uh the initial posting
lineup.
of yeah, Riot Fest is coming. Didn't really look too hard on that, Doc. It didn't really it's like, oh yeah, they're Blink 182, Weezer, Green Day. Oh, we do all their songs, blah blah blah. And then you happen to give me a holler on the old Victrola phone or whatever the hell you call it. Said, hey, Murph, guess what, man? Sex Pistols are coming. And sure enough, the Sex Pistols are coming to Riot Fest. Oh my gosh. The Sex Pistols coming to Riot Fest. That's a beautiful thing. So yeah, Douglas Park, Chicago, baby. September 19, 2021. Blink 182, the headliners, Blink 182, Weezer, Green Day. I mean, that's very cool, brother. And then the subhead, which, as far as I'm concerned, the Sex Pistols should be a headliner, but nonetheless, they'll be playing with Blink 182. So that's a very cool thing, Doc. Yeah, I don't know how I'm
It's
going to
quite a
do it.
lineup this year, man. We got the aforementioned Jack White is playing. Green Day,
Ah,
Blink 182. They've headlined there a few times. I have no interest in seeing them. I've been there and could have easily seen them, but chose to leave.
say it
I
ain't
need to watch.
so. You will not go. Turn the lights off. I think that's their song. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, there. How about that? Right
Weezer,
out of the
they've been
blue.
there a few times. They've never headlined though. I don't know why all of a sudden they're a headliner now. It's not like they've had a
Well, they're coming in
blockbuster
from
album
Beverly
out
Hills.
recently or
Yeah.
something. But
We,
Green Day, haven't seen them. I'm going, man. I don't know how many days I'm going. We'll see when they put out the daily lineups. But Sex Pistols, I gotta go. I gotta go. I would not.
I'd have to
I
check
would
on
regret it for the rest
their
of my life if I
handicap.
didn't
I'd
go.
have to check on the handicap accommodations. Is there a place where the handicap can go and have seats, and
No,
stuff?
no, there's not.
Well, yeah.
Unless you buy some
Okay,
kind of
I'd
VIP
file a
ticket, maybe or
lawsuit,
something.
jerks.
Every year too, they kind of throw in somebody ironic, like they had the Village People there, stuff like that before. And this year, they have landed the master, Weird Al Yankovic. Is
Oh
gonna
man,
be
is
there.
that gonna be crazy? Oh,
So
oh, wow. That's
also, and then a lot of times too, they try to bring an old timer in. I saw Jerry Lee Lewis there. I saw Merle Haggard there.
hot
They
damn.
try to bring an old timer. And this year, the old timers or old timers is the Beach Boys.
Really?
We're gonna have the Beach Boys there.
Wow.
So,
Wow. Oh,
so
that's a rat. That's a crazy, a crazy good time for somebody
for
who doesn't
sure.
have a bad back. You know, bless it. Yeah, it's got
Some
the
of
actually got the
the
they got the
Some of the
prices
bands
listed.
I'm looking forward to, people more on the punk and alternative kind of side of things. See the Hold Steady. They've been around for about 20, 25 years. So really like them, band out of Minnesota. The
Oh,
Damned, one of the very, very first punk bands,
oh,
The Damned.
wow,
They're going to be there. The Buzzcocks. Seen them there a
wow,
couple
no
times.
way.
Yeah, the Buzzcocks. Love
Oh,
them.
gosh,
Band James. They had a big hit Laid back in the 90s. They're going to be there. Sparks. I haven't
Sparks
heard of
with
Sparks in
with Thin
forever.
Hitler,
Yeah.
Thin
Yeah, back
Hitler.
in the
Yeah,
late 70s, and then the keyboard player looked like Hitler. Yeah, and he had So I don't know
yeah,
what that's
very
all
thin.
about.
Wow.
Who
Oh,
else we got? Marky Ramones. I imagine he's gonna be doing a set of Ramon. What else he gonna be doing? I gotta be doing Ramon stuff. Camper Von Beethoven, who people may not know, the band you may know more of the band Cracker. Same
ah.
front man, David Lowry.
Okay, we're doing
Um,
low.
so they
The
done
suits are
yeah,
doing
Camper
low.
Von
Yeah.
Beethoven, and then broke up that band and created the other one, but the Stiff Little Fingers,
Oh,
great old punk band from Ireland. Looking very forward to seeing
yar.
them. Hope they'll be there. A band Inhaler, which is fronted by Bono's son.
Oh my
Bono's
God.
kid is a
Yeah,
pretty
yeah.
decent
Oh,
band. I've heard a little bit on the radio. So
yeah, yeah,
Agnostic
yeah.
Front, good old punk band. The Effigies, old Chicago punk band.
Whoa.
Band Shonen Knife, some Japanese gals. They had like the worst album of all time. They're like, what's the one with the Philosophy of the World? What's
Oh, the Shags.
the Shags? Yeah, they're kind
Sure.
of like the
Love the
Shags. Yeah.
Shags. Sure.
So and a couple other kind of on the light side of things. Max Sabbath.
Max.
Max Sabbath's going to be there, and I don't
Oh.
know if you guys have come across this guy, but he's definitely pretty unique. He's called Puddle's Pity Party.
Oh, sure. I saw him on Channel 9 News
Yeah,
in the
he's a
morning.
clown. He's like a
WGN.
sad clown. He sings rock songs like in a really sad ballad kind of way.
He's
It's
tragic, man. He's
quite yeah, it's
tragic.
very tragic. There you go. Yeah, yeah,
Puddles, pity, putty, party. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, and the prices, man. 3-day pass, $300.
yeah.
A
Not
3-day
terrible, man.
VIP is $400. Of course, I wouldn't get that, but the 3-day deluxe pass is $850, and the 3-day deluxe plus pass is $1,499.98.
Yeah, it
And
wouldn't
I'm
be
sure
worth it.
they'll get takers because yeah, that's crazy. I wonder what the VIP pass would be. I wonder if that's got handicap seating. I need handicap seating, Doc. I can't do it otherwise. I
Yeah,
had
they
to
have a
give up
seating
my
area
Meshuggah
for
tickets.
that,
I
and
gave
they
up my
have
Meshuggah tickets because I can't stand up for hours and hours.
dude. Hey,
Ah,
man, I'm I got to start getting in shape for it, man. It's 5 months out. I got to start getting in shape for it, man. But I can't not go. Oh, another one that they throw in there just for laughs. Hanson. Remember
Oh
Hanson
yeah.
from the yeah.
Oh, for
So,
crying out loud. How
oh
about
man, it
that?
sounds like it's gonna be a great time,
You
man.
know, it really, quite honestly, they've got some really wacky stuff going on there. But the Sex Pistols, I've seen their some of their live videos on YouTube recently, and boy, it's a smoking good time. Holy
Yeah.
cow! Yeah, yeah, he's all over the place, all over the stage, just really. Yeah. He sounds great. So good for the Sex Pistols, man. Good for them. You know, one of the arbiters of punk for sure. Moving on though. Oh, there he is. There's Eddie, and there's Sammy. Yeah, man. Yeah, yeah. Of course, totally. Sammy's totally everybody's broken up from Eddie passing. Too many creepers. And it turns out that Sammy seems to have gotten a visit from Eddie in his dreams. And I got to put my glasses on to read this one. It's- I'm losing my eyesight. But yeah, about a year after he passed away in 2020, Sammy Hagar had a dream that they were sharing a chill moment together. He had, quote, he had his guitar around his neck, and we were having a love fest since we hadn't seen each other in a long time, Hager tells Rolling Stone. And he just started playing this riff, and I started singing. So it took, several years, but Hager ultimately finished the song, which he wound up calling Encore, Thank You, Good Night, with help from guitarist, Joe Satriani. Of course, Van Halen bassist Michael Anthony and drummer Kenny Aronoff. Yeah, yeah. The video will premiere April 27th. So that's tomorrow, Doc. Or no, that was yesterday. Wow.
Yesterday, yeah.
Where Hager performs at Stagecoach. Oh, and he'll play it live for the first time at the kickoff of his Best of All Worlds Las Vegas residency on April 30th.
Oh
Wow.
wow.
Dig that. Well, good for him for still being busy, a resident. I'm sure he's going to turn into a residency kind of guy from here on in. If he, no more of this touring, and a lot of them are starting to do that. They might as well. They're becoming, the Las Vegas, the classic Las Vegas Don Hose and all that, where they're
Wayne
just
Newton,
hang
yeah.
Wayne Newtons, where they're just hang, because who needs a tour anymore? My gosh, you know, crying out loud, maybe start up a wild tiger show or something. I don't know. But nonetheless, yeah, so Sammy's gonna do a tribute thing and go from there. I'll tell you that I'm still seeing that Eddie Van Halen lead all over YouTube where people are reacting to it, songwriters and artists and all this, drummers and it's these react videos are terrifying, Doc. I tell you, man, it's just crazy, crazy
No, I
stuff.
don't watch them. I refuse to watch them.
Do
But
you?
no, I
Yeah.
find it's very interesting, So yeah, Eddie comes to him in a dream, and they write this song together, and now he's putting it out. So I don't know if people know, but Sammy's very much a believer in ghosts. He's had experiences with ghosts. He'll talk about. I've seen interviews with him where he's talked about where a ghost came to him, and I don't know, whatever they did, but he knows there was a ghost he interacted with. But so he's
Ah,
definitely a believer in this kind of supernatural stuff. But then again, you got is it a marketing ploy? I mean, that's kind of sounds like, all right, this will get everybody's attention. Say Eddie came to me in a dream and we wrote it together. You know what I mean? Is it a marketing ploy?
wow. Well,
I
good
don't
for
know.
him to be able to remember his dreams. I don't know. I don't remember any dreams, and I'm all the better for it. Quite honestly, I don't need a
Right.
dream. No, no, nope,
Only
nighttime
time I do,
gummies.
like rarely, like something happened during the day that reminded me of something in a dream. And then, oh yeah, but other than that, yeah, I don't remember either. But the thing I wonder is, okay, Eddie helped him write this song. Is he getting co-writing credits? Is his estate getting
Hi-oh.
is his
Oh
estate
boy.
getting a share of the publishing? What
Let's go to the courtroom. Yes. I would call Lerner and Rowe,
no,
the lawyers for you. Call
that's just if
two
you're in a
two
wreck,
two
you need a
twenty two
check. They
twenty
don't they
two.
don't know
Oh,
this
you're
kind of
right.
shit. Yeah,
Only if you're
yeah,
in a wreck and you need a check. Yeah.
yeah. They don't know this shit. Man.
Oh boy. But nonetheless, it's cool. Cool for him and cool for Sammy, and of course, yeah, they they asked Sammy to join the debacle that's gonna be the Ozzy Osbourne final show on the Black
The
Sabbath
Sabbath
final show on,
show, yeah, yeah.
July 5th. They've asked him to come and sing. And sure enough, yeah, Sammy's gonna sing Flying High again. I'm flying high again, baby, or however he ought to do it. He ought to sing it as Sammy Davis Jr. That'd be killer. But yeah, so he's. I don't know. By the time this gets here, Doc, it's going to be so overblown. And so there's no way they're going to be able to live up to the hype of it. I just don't think so. I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see, but good for him. He's going to
Well,
be
I guess
saying,
that's the part of the draw too. Excuse me, just seeing these other artists doing, Sabbath songs or Ozzy songs. I guess that's part of the draw too. But
yeah, I guess.
yeah,
But,
because you're gonna see Ozzy for about 30 seconds, man, at best. I'm thinking, I don't know. That's what I'm figuring, but we'll see.
oh, yeah, doing bits
We
and
got more to
pieces
talk
and
about that
whatnot.
later, but yeah, let's go down.
Oh, sure, sure. So,
Well, coming
there
up
it is.
right now.
Sammy's, he's gonna be there rocking hard. We do rock candy in my band. Yeah.
Oh,
One of those crazy
Montrose.
wacky. Yeah, I go way back to Montrose. I saw Montrose back at the Aragon Brawl Room back in the '70s with Sammy and everybody. God, I think they opened up for Black Oak or they opened. I don't know. One of those things where there's so many concerts and three bands per concert, and it is what it is. Okay, here's a train wreck. Watch out. Here it comes. The eyes that burn through people's souls. Wow. There she is, Sharon Osbourne. Apparently, yeah, that Coachella happened, big old rock concert out there. And there was a group called Kneecaps. You want to see what they look like, Doctor? They're really a
Just
bunch.
kneecap, just the not
Well, I'm
plural.
gonna call them the kneecaps just to be
Yeah,
just to be a jerk. Hey, kneecaps. Wow, how you
the
doing?
kneecaps. All right. Well,
Hey, that's a mighty dandy the snow mask you got on there, fella. Must be cold.
they're an Irish rap trio.
Yeah, Irish rap. As
As
soon as you say that, I say, what
as
the heck?
contradictory as that sounds, yes.
Do that, yeah. But the headline reads Sharon Osbourne. uh, She calls for the revocation of Kneecap's work visa after Coachella compromised its moral and spiritual integrity. A subhead. At a time when the world is experiencing significant unrest, music should serve as an escape, not a stage for political discourse. MC5. Moving on, though. Yeah. So, yeah, she wants their the kneecaps visas revoked and kick them out of the country because they started their political crap. Here we go, Doc. Oh, so it comes after the organizers of the festival were reportedly said they were, quote, blindsided by the band's pro-Palestinian messages and chants at the festival. So yeah, chants and oh caramba. Yeah, the Irish rap trio made headlines with their performances on the Sonora stage at both weekends. So they played 2 weekends.
Right.
And yeah, the first time around, the live stream of their set was cut after they voiced their support for a free Palestine and also led the crowd in a provocative anti Margaret Thatcher chant.
Oh, that's timely. What the
Yeah.
fuck?
Is she still alive? I think.
No, hell no, she's not still alive.
I want.
Jesus.
Wow. But not only was
That
that cut.
Winston Churchill was a son of a bitch too, boy. I tell you, we need to. What?
So
How
yeah,
far
so
back?
so
What the
so
hell?
they got the anti-Margaret chat. Not only was that cut, they later said, referring to the Thatcher refrain, our messaging on the U.S.-backed genocide in Gaza somehow never appeared on screens either. So what they did for the second weekend,
Right.
they did their own live stream with some political commentator, Hassan Piker, broadcasting their live set. And slogans, F Israel, free Palestine, Israel creating Palestine, just all this political crap. Boy, the way I see it, if they want to do that on their own tours, go right ahead. But when you've got a tour with all sorts of different political beliefs, and just leave it alone. But nope, they couldn't. So yeah, God, I wish I could do a good Willie the Groundskeeper accent right now. Yeah. So during their second set, Mo Chara, I'm sure that's his real name. He delivered a brief speech telling the crowd, "The Irish." I wish I could do a Willie the Groundskeeper.
Well,
Oh, I
that's
can't.
Scottish though. You're
Well,
Irish.
whatever. Close enough. The Irish long ago were persecuted at the hands of the Brits, but we never bombed from the effing skies with nowhere to go. Ah, God, I hate politics, Doc. Yeah, I'm so glad I got away from it because I used to pay attention quite a bit, and I just don't give two hoots
There's no
anymore.
happiness to be found in following
There is
politics,
no
man.
happiness, my friend. No, no,
No.
no. And so because they spewed all that stuff, Sharon Osbourne, who has Ashkenazi Jewish heritage, has criticized the bands, saying the performance compromised the festival's moral and spiritual integrity. Oh gosh. And let me just say real quickly what she said here. Coachella 2025 will be remembered as a festival that compromised its moral and spiritual integrity. Golden Voice, the festival's organizer, facilitated this by allowing artists to use Coachella stage as a platform for political expression. At a time when the world is experiencing significant unrest, music should serve as an escape, not as a stage for political discourse. And then she continued, while festivals like Coachella showcase remarkable talent from around the globe, music's primary purpose is to unite people. It should not be a venue for promoting terrorist organizations or spreading hate. Boom. Ay, caramba. Can't we all just get along? You know?
No.
No, we just can't. There's no way. We never will. And of course,
I
Green
don't know.
Day,
It
they
seems
altered.
Sharon's being a little hypocritical there. I mean, Sabbath was definitely political at points. So, I mean, I don't know. But
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
know. She's right though. I mean, and the point you made is dead on. I mean, yeah, it's a festival. People don't want to be hearing that shit at a festival.
They want
Like,
to
I
get
remember seeing a
away.
ministry at RiotFest, and they got our new song about Antifa or whatever. We are Antifa, and everybody, yeah, fuck off.
Oh,
Nobody wants
we
to hear
saw
that
him at
shit, man.
Tinley Park.
Yeah,
The anti-AR-15s,
yeah, yeah,
you
yeah,
know,
yeah.
as I smile, Riley. Riley, meaning WRYLY. Thank you very much, everybody. AR-15. Yeah. Yeah, sort of like a,
So what kills me
the
though,
Ruger Model
they let them play
556.
for two weekends. So the
Yeah.
first weekend they're already they're putting down Margaret Thatcher, which whatever. So then they didn't get enough attention. So the second weekend they got to throw down a little bit more and make sure that their stream's not going to get cut or whatever. It was all just for attention and for it's a dumb name, Kneecap.
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
guys, what are we going to call ourselves?
Yeah, kneecap, because we're gonna,
How about
I don't know.
fingernail? No, 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 no. How
How
about
about Finger Bang from
yeah?
South Park? Yeah, yeah. Finger Bang. Gonna be never mind. I will not sing the song. But yeah, so it just all sorts of wacky stuff going on. Of course, Green Day got into the fry and started doing this stuff. And then Dave Draymond from whatever Disturbed says, let's get together and talk and all this stuff. And I don't see that happening anytime
Well, that's the
soon.
more
So,
healthy way to look at it.
well, yeah, it
Yeah,
has to
this
be.
is
Yeah, I'd love to have Dave Draymond says, I'd love to have the opportunity for you to hear the Israeli Jewish side of this horrific war. I'm available to discuss whenever you are. No judgment, nothing preconceived. Let me know. Talking to Green Day boy.
Billy Joe.
So
Yeah.
okay, Billy Joe, yeah, yeah. So we'll see what happens, man. But yeah, just I wish no, they don't need their visas revoked, but at some point, I don't know. I
Yeah,
hate
that's a little too
politics.
far in the censorship, but I do agree that the festival's not a place for that shit,
Just
man.
do it on your own festival, so
Yeah,
people, your
yeah,
fans who want to hear your
right.
dribble, will hear it. But don't bring it to a festival where you might have Tiny Tim or something up there, and his fans don't want to hear that
Or if you
crap.
want to let people know which way you lean, you can make a off the cuff statement or whatever. You don't need to try to lead the crowd in chants and try to all this grandstanding to get seen. That's all it is.
Here,
So
here, yeah, yeah. Okay, but moving on from that anyway. Oh,
oh,
here's
here's a
an
nice
interesting
story.
from way back when. Yeah, where are they? Well, let me show them what they looked like back in the day. Look at those mods. There's
Oh
Rod
yeah.
Stewart right there. The mods. Look at the clothing. Yeah, yeah. But here they are now today. They don't quite look like that. But nonetheless, Rod Stewart, Ronnie Wood, and Kenny Jones are going to reunite for the first Faces album in over 50 years. Wow. What the heck's going on there? We'll see, man. I guess, you can do a lot of modification in the studio now with the old voice. Rod's okay, but
Well,
his voice is
we
still,
saw him. He sounded
he's okay.
fine.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
this will be interesting. They're going to release their first album in 50 years. Wow. Kenny Jones revealed that. Yeah, yeah, yeah. But boy, what a super group they were back in the day. The
Yeah,
mods,
I love
the
me some
mods and the
Faces era
rockers.
Rod Stewart, man. That's that rock and roll voice, that soulful voice and everything before he started getting all I don't know,
Yeah,
trying to be a
yeah.
crooner or whatever he's trying to do. But yeah.
Oh man, just crazy.
But
So
yeah,
yeah,
so yeah, obviously got Ronnie Wood stepping away from the Stones for a little bit, and they got 11 songs. They laid down
yeah,
11
yeah.
tracks. Kenny Jones, formerly with the Who, I don't know what he's been doing since the Who. Probably nothing. I don't know.
76. I'd be retiring on a beach.
Well, we
You
learned
know,
last week that Zach Starkey's been with him for 29 years, so he's been out of the picture there for that long, at least.
wow.
So I
Wow,
don't know what he's been
man.
doing since then, but and then of
Uh,
course bass player Ronnie Lane and Ian McClagan no longer with us, the other former Faces. But yeah,
sure,
they
sure.
started out as the Small Faces. If you don't know the history, they were the Small Faces. Steve Marriott was on vocals, the late great Steve Marriott.
Yes.
And then he went on to form Humble Pie, and then they
Mm,
went and got Ronnie Wood and Rod Stewart, and I guess Steve Marriott must have been the small and the small faces everywhere. I guess so they just
ooh.
they called themselves the faces after that, and
Yeah, yeah.
put down some good rock and roll, man. Both versions of them for sure.
Sure did. Yeah. Ichiku Park, man. Oh, is that it?
Yeah,
Yeah, they put that down.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, way back in the day. Also, I see that Ozzy Osbourne's working out real quickly. Ozzy Osbourne's working out, to get ready. I just learned this this week because I thought, how the hell is he going to be doing this? And this article comes up where the Oz man is actually, he's going to learn to walk again, according to the headline. Oh, that's not a good headline to have. Ozzy Osbourne is learning to walk before he rocks again from rock celebrities. So, like I say, Doc, this is going to be just unbelievable, man. Yeah, yeah. Like I say, in the Road Warrior, they got the
It's
guy
coming
sitting
up
in the
fast,
chair.
man.
Yeah, well, boy, he better get ready. God dang it.
July 5th. Yeah, it's coming
Man,
up
oh
quick.
man, oh man, what a nut job. Speaking of nut jobs, Peter Criss, how about him? Legendary Kiss drummer. Yeah, he's got a couple of things going on. How about him, man? First off, he got an award, a legacy award for he presented with the Legacy Award at a benefit concert for the first responders. So there you go. There's a worthwhile cause. On the 25th, a couple of days ago, uh, was the Legacy Award was presented to humanitarian and artist Peter Criss, original Catman, co-founder of Kiss, at Raven Drums Foundation's event at New York City's famed Cutting Room to support first responders and veterans. Good deal. There was also performances by an all-star band and a silent auction of rock memorabilia. So yeah, yeah, he's into something, doing something good at least. Uh, they've been teaming up with other organizations, Friends of Firefighters, First Responders, Resiliency Inc., and raising funds to proactive resilience education, counseling, and holistic care programs addressing post-traumatic stress. Seems to be a lot of that, man. A lot of PTSD going on, crying out loud. And this organization was actually founded by Rick Allen, the drummer of
Yeah, yeah. I
Def
saw
Leppard
that.
back in
Right,
2001. So good for him, doing something good. Get some money from Gene. Call him up. Call them
right.
two cat. Hey, cats, come out. Throw a few De Niro's our way there, buddy. But good for him nonetheless. And he's got a new record coming out. How about that? Peter Criss announces a solo record with special guests. So how about that, Doc? Man, oh man. Well, here, wait, wow. Let me get the right backdrop. There we are. Jessica Alba. I figure I'd use her as a backdrop. But yeah, he's Peter Criss doing a solo album coming out, and he's got some hard hitters with him there, eh? What do you say about that? Oh, well,
Yeah,
except for one. Well, I see Paul Schaefer's name. It's like,
yeah,
well,
Paul
I'm
Schaefer.
sure
Yeah.
he could be hardcore, but I don't know. Yeah, I'm sure he's good on rock and roll and stuff, but he's got Billy Sheehan on bass, one of the premier bass players, along with Tony Levin, premier bass players in the music world. Paul Schaefer, Johnny Five. Ah, Johnny won't have to play along the click tracks. Good for him. And he's got Piggy from Rod Zombie.
Piggy D.
Piggy. What do you think about
Yeah,
that, Doc?
Peter's he's up there in age, man. He's 79. He must be the oldest of them.
Wow. Wow. That
So
is
yeah,
old.
he's 79.
Thought I was
Hasn't put
old.
out an album since 2007. I,
Ooh.
I don't know. I got his solo album, the Kiss solo albums, but
Sure,
anything other than
sure.
that, yeah, I don't know anything. So, but I found it coincidental too. All right, so in 2007, he also teamed up with Paul Schaefer and Will Lee, who was the bass
Ah,
player on Letterman.
sure.
And Kiss fans may know this, but on Destroyer, or not, I'm sorry, not Destroyer, Dynasty, and possibly what came after that, Creatures of the Night.
I know what you're gonna
Um,
say.
yeah, it was Anton Fig playing
Anton Fig
drums
on
instead
drums,
of
yeah.
yeah.
Oh boy. Well, yeah, there Peter Criss keeping himself busy. Good for him. You know, at this point, why even bother put out new music? You know, can't make any money on records or CDs or anything, or yeah, you just want to get out there for people to hear. I guess that's cool. But oh man, the wacky stuff this week there, Doc. Crazy, crazy people out there in the rock world. And of course, you know, we'll keep you informed on what's going on here. But why don't you take us home there, brother?
Yeah, thanks everybody checking in for another week. We got our few but mighty, and just let you guys know, we've given up on the algorithms.
Yeah,
The algorithms dead, or we're dead to it, I should say. But
yeah.
so we've thought about maybe trying another channel and continuing trying something different. We're not different; it'd be the same show, but just starting
Something
over
different.
with the algorithm again. But I don't know. We'll let you know if we do
We
that.
pissed
But
off the algorithm, yeah.
yeah,
Which is
it's
funny. I don't know. We don't know shit about
there's no
technology. So
yeah. So
yeah. Anyway,
either
cool.
way, it's all for fun, and hopefully
Yep.
the folks watching do enjoy it, and we're glad that you stopped by. So do it again next Monday because we will, and hope you bring a friend. Have a great rock and roll filled week. Until then.